of the hour, and I see we are getting, folks are coming in. So welcome everyone as you're joining us. Please put into the chat where you're joining us from. We're so excited everyone is here today. We'll give people a few more minutes to get in the room. It's raining out, so maybe people are moving a little slowly.
Here in Berkeley, California.
Yes.
And Didi, you're in the Netherlands, aren't you?
Yes, so it's also raining in the Netherlands, but that's not news. It's news when it's not raining in the Netherlands.
It's oftentimes raining in the Netherlands. I do remember that.
It's very green and beautiful.
Yeah, good.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for dropping in your location. It's fun to see where everybody's calling in from. We have such an international and national community.
Yes, we do.
Oh, wow.
So, Saran, I think we should get started.
Yeah.
A jam-packed hour for y'all. So
we do. Yeah. So we'll get started, and we'll probably have more trickle in as we continue to talk. Welcome everyone today. I am Saran Counts. I am the Director of Programs at Women in Product. I've been in this role since May of 2021, so coming up on 3 years. And as I continue to grow in my role, learn more about my role, doing these events never gets old. I love the opportunity to engage with the community directly. And today is special because I get to present to you these wonderful coaches for our Coaching Circles program and some past participants that thought it not robbery to join and tell us how much they got from the program. And I assume they're all going to say positive things. So we'll kick things off with just a little bit of a background, right, on the Coaching Circles program. Back in 2022, and it sounds like it was a long time ago, but it was only a couple of years ago, this Coaching Circles, the concept of group coaching circles, peer coaching was born at Women in Product. And it kind of came from a few different places. I think the first place it came from is in 2021, I did spend a significant amount of time connecting with the community at various levels to just know what we should be doing as a Women in Product organization to help the women grow more in their careers. And I think I heard kind of two things from those conversations. The first thing I heard was, we want more support in navigating our careers, growth, transitions, just being better at what we do and thriving in our product careers, which is the Women in Product mission, right? We want to support women and help them thrive in their careers. But the second thing I heard is, we also want to be able to network with each other, with other product leaders, product management leaders whose lives look like ours. We want to talk about our challenges. So not only do we want guidance, but we also want the connection and the networking and the support of others that are our peers, right? Another thing that happened was I was sort of jumping around in the Executive Women Product Facebook group one day, and I saw this conversation sparking around peer group coaching, and does Women in Product offer a program like this? And of course, my ears went up like, no, but tell me more about what you want. So I literally posted a form and said, hey, whoever's interested in this type program, fill out this form and we'll see what we can do. I probably had about 100 women from the Executive Women in Product community say, yeah, if we offer this program, I definitely would do it. The other thing I knew was that we had a great amount of coaches in our community, product coaches, executive coaches. So it was kind of the perfect storm, right, of a need for this type program and the supply of those that could help navigate the program. Fast forward to now, we are about 7 cohorts in, right? We started with our executive women. We kind of added on the women that are at the level of most that are in attendance today, director, senior director, head of product. And just last year, we launched it also for our mid-career women. So we're hitting all of the career levels with this type of engagement, peer group coaching. This program helps or has facilitators, executive coaches themselves to help guide you through thinking through your challenges and solutions. And you have a peer group that they're there to support you. I think the number one thing that we see on the program applications when they come in, when we ask the question, why do you want to be part of this program? The number one answer is always, I want to network with my peers, right? Yes, you want the connection with the coaches. Yes, you want the guidance from the coaches, but there's something very special, I think, about peer group coaching in that you get to hear from your peers that are also going through some of the same challenges and looking for some of the same solutions that you are searching for. I think I took longer to say all that than I intended to, but I really just want to drive home the point that these programs are special. They are highly sought after. It is an honor for me to bring these programs to the community. I don't do this by myself. We have a wonderful team at Women in Product headquarters that everybody puts in their all to bring the programs together, promote them to the community, and to make them amazing. So the event today is to talk about the program, yes, but also to talk about the benefits of group coaching. And that's why it was really important for me to bring together not only the program coaches, but also a couple of program participants to talk about their experience, right? Because we want you to hear from them. We want you to firsthand understand how the program helped them, why they were able to walk away with ideas and concepts and strategies for how to, work through their challenges and get them from, point A to point B, whatever that point A to point B was for them. After we have this main session, we're going to move into sort of breakout sessions where you will get to engage with the coaches directly. So, really be intentional about listening to some of the things that they say when we're here in this main session, because you'll get to connect with them, ask more detailed questions about their coaching strategies and how they engage as a coach and, why it's important for them also. So you'll get that opportunity as well. I will pass it over to Christina Sanders. And I want to say something very quickly about Christina before I pass it over to her. If Christina had not worked with me back in 2022, I think is when we met, feels like about 20 years that we've known each other. But Christina was instrumental in helping with the structure of these programs. She herself is an amazing coach, an executive coach. And, she really helped with thinking through the structure of the program. How long should it be? How should we bring the coaches into the program? If it were not for her, I don't know that the programs would have gotten off the ground. So I am appreciative for her and all the work that she's done. And I will turn it over to Christina.
Well, thank you very much, Saran. I feel like I don't deserve all of those accolades, and you're being very modest because you have launched these programs into the world and so many more too of the amazing offerings that Women in Product provides for the community. Well, hi, everybody. It's always a little bizarre for me on these hop-in calls because I know you're out there, but I can't see you, but I'm going to wave anyway. I'm super excited to be here and to be part of this program, part of this community. Even though I do not have a product background professionally, I have, as Soren said, I'm an executive coach and a leadership coach, and I've worked with hundreds of women leaders at this point, and many of them in the product industry. And through these cohorts and these programs, I've gotten to know much more about the ins and outs of product and what it takes to be a product professional. And I have to say, I actually really love working with product professionals because you all are so creative and out of the box thinkers, and just the set of skills that you need to use to do all the things that you do and to succeed and to have impact. It really does take sort of like a unicorn set of skills. So I feel honored to to get to interact and support the women in this community. But with that, I do want to introduce some of our other amazing coaches and alumni from our previous programs. And we are blessed to have 3 of our pool of coaches here. We have, I think there are 2 or 3 others that couldn't be here today, but it is my great pleasure to introduce, moving across the screen, Yui, you are first on my screen, so I'm going to introduce you first, and I'll let you speak a little bit about yourself as well. But Yui is amazing. She is a career coach for senior managers and directors, has coached hundreds of aspiring executives and helped them advance their careers to VP+. She's the author of The Uncommon Executive, Breakthrough to the C-Suite as a Minority, and is working on a Reforge course for the same. As well as all of that, Yui is a venture partner with LifeX Ventures, a $100 million early stage fund investing in health tech and climate tech. She's also been the Chief Product and Technology Officer at Fuzzy Pet Health, as well as Product Management Lead at Meta and Instagram, etc. You can find more about her on her LinkedIn. Yui, would you like to say hi?
I'd love to. Thanks for that introduction, Christina.
There's more I could have said, but
no problem. Super glad to be here and really excited to be a part of this group. I found out about women in product many, many years ago when I started out as a product manager at Thumbtack and was looking for a peer group, and really wish there was a program like this when I was coming up sort of in my career as well. It would have been super helpful. But alas, here we are, better now than never. I'm really, really excited. And as you mentioned, I built my career in product for the last 10-ish years, working across startups and Meta, and then most recently as Chief Product and Technology Officer. And about 6 months ago, I decided to go from doing coaching nights and weekends to something more of a full-time role. And so I'm really, really excited to be involved here and helping out this community, and looking forward to coaching more aspiring executives and getting more women and minorities into VP and the C-suite.
Amazing. Thank you, Yui. Jenny also is an incredible coach and product leader and human being that I've had the privilege of working with since I think the first cohort of this program, right, Jenny? Yeah. So Jenny has over 20 years of experience in the technology industry, with hands-on experience as a product manager at large Fortune 500 companies like eBay and Yahoo, as well as mid-sized companies, and startups like Cafepress and Everyday Yoga. She is now an executive recruiter and a career coach with clients from companies like Google, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, PayPal, and more. And she is also a certified yoga instructor, loves boba, and is a mom of 2 kids and 2 guinea pigs, she tells me. So, Jenny, with that, I want to just hand it over to you for a quick intro.
Awesome. Thanks, Christina. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. This is going to be my 4th or 5th coaching circle with women in product. So it's been a joy to see people go through the journey and really find value and in meeting with each other and finding that kind of spur of excitement that you get from feeling like you're not the only one. So I love this circle, and I'm excited to start.
Okay, thanks, Jenny. Laurie. So Laurie, also an incredible coach and product advisor. She works in product advising. She consults. She's a product management coach and has spent 20 years building products, first as a PM and then as an executive. So Laurie has extensive experience building B2B and B2C digital products and tools, has led product teams across multiple industries and categories, including healthcare, edtech, media, publishing, informational services, and more. And Laurie also has been with us for a few rounds and cohorts, and people always love her circles as well. So Laurie, you want to say a quick hi, and then we'll jump into our questions.
Sure. Thank you, Christina. Hi, everyone. Lori Cordova. Nice to see you today. And this is my third cohort. I love this program. The one thing I miss from my corporate career is having my team of directors, and it was always largely female. And, I always wondered, what would I do with my women's studies degree? Well, when I came to women in product, it felt like, the right place to use that. So, I believe two things. We've all heard in product is lonely, and we hear that leadership is lonely. And I think that when we get together and we see each other and we share our experiences and we say, yeah, me too, right? Like we feel like this isn't just happening to me. We can work together to come up with answers. And, I loved seeing the group gel. And I love how they work with each other outside of our sessions. So it's been a really rewarding experience for me. And, I love working with this group, and the women in products community. So happy to be here again.
Awesome. Thank you, Laurie. So I'm going to quickly introduce Erica and Didi as well, our alumni, and then we'll start our panel discussion. So Erica and Didi, thank you so much for jumping on and being here. Erica and Didi have participated in at least one previous cohort, and Didi, I think you've participated in a couple, and they're here to share their experience with you all, and they'll also be hopping around the breakout groups and answering questions. But a little bit about them, and they're also incredible women leaders. Erica is a savvy product strategist and a transformational people manager with a successful track record of scaling e-commerce, marketplace, and subscription service products. She is currently Director of Product Management at the Mom Project. And Didi describes herself as a curious, highly collaborative and analytical product strategist with an insatiable passion for technology. She's brought several products from concept to market, created and executed outcome-based product roadmaps, built and led multidisciplinary teams, and launched complex software products. And she currently leads product at Rentman in the Netherlands. So we will hear more from Erica and Didi after the panel, but I want to jump into our questions. So you've already spoken a little bit to this in your introductions, but I'm wondering if you want to say a little bit more about what inspired you to become a coach for women product leaders, and what unique perspectives or experiences do you bring to the coaching process? And Yui, will start with you.
Great. So what inspired me to become a coach? Well, I have been lucky in my life to have had a few amazing coaches of my own, as well as managers who I think were managers and also amazing coaches. I would not be or have gotten to where I got to without them. They completely shifted my perspective and how I thought about what I've done and what I could do in the future. So I believe that everyone needs a coach to some extent, and it really accelerates your career. And particularly, if you're a woman and minority looking to break through to the VP and C-suite, it's just very difficult and challenging to do it alone. And it's so much better with a coach. And so when I was thinking about, what else I could devote my time and career to, it was something that just came up top of the priorities list. And since I had been doing it sort of nights and weekends, it was very, very easy to say, okay, let's see what happens when I turn this into a full-time thing. In terms of unique perspectives, gosh, so I've done a little bit of everything product-wise in my own career. So I was the first PM at Thumbtack. I co-founded a wine e-commerce company that failed. So if you want to talk about failed wine startups, I was at Meta for 5 years, transitioned from IC to management, and got a promotion while I was there. And then, headed up my own PM engineering design organization. So, and then currently I'm in venture. So if you're thinking about founding and want to know sort of what the fundraising processes are like, I bring a lot of my personal experience to the coaching work that I do. And also, I very much believe in helping people achieve whatever goals they have of their own. And I think that's a unique perspective I can bring. It's just, a variety of companies and experiences and what worked and what hasn't worked in a lot of those places and how to stand out.
Awesome. Thank you, Yui. Jenny, what about you?
For me, I was in product for about 15 years and kind of got burnt out. I call it my first midlife crisis. And I quit my job at eBay and I became a yoga teacher. And I was like, I'm going to find my peace and my zen and I'm going to get out of here. And then I came back into product and I was like, I can't make this work. So yeah, I just think finding your journey, figuring out what's right for you. It was really hard to feel like Lori mentioned, like alone in that process and feel like I'm the only one who's suffering. So what I ended up with was during the pandemic, my favorite boss from eBay started a recruiting company. And he's recruiting product engineering and design and brought me on with him. So that really gave me a chance to see it from the other side of the table. So that's I think the unique perspective that I bring is what are recruiters looking for? What do recruiters see when they look at your resume and your LinkedIn? How do they find people? How can you stand out in a crowd from the recruiter's perspective? And what do recruiters want to see in terms of like progression for getting whatever the next thing is that you want? So I love coaching because I just love helping people kind of. It's almost like therapy for your workplace, like let's talk about it and figure out what's next and hope that you land somewhere that really feels right for you.
I love that, Jenny. And I love that you really brought in how coaching, as well as group coaching in the way that we've developed it here, is really about finding your own journey and defining success on your own terms, whether that be in terms of your career progression or your leadership style and how you want to show up as a leader and the impact and influence you want to have. And I also really love that about the community of coaches and also the participants that come to this work is that we have all been on our own journeys and we have had our successes, our failures, our challenges, our burnouts, our midlife crises, 1, 2, 3, whatever, how many. I think I'm on my second. And it is so, I find there's such a power in coming together as a group, and you sort of start off going, oh, I don't know what I have in common with these people, but then just very, very quickly just realize, oh, that person is, they're speaking something of my story. Like I'm not alone, as Laurie said, I'm not alone. And there's something so powerful in hearing that, and then also coming together as a community to help each other really discover what success looks like for us individually, and then how we can, collectively all, manifest that vision of success. Like a rising tide lifts all boats is one of my favorite recent sayings. So, Laurie, what would you like to add?
Yeah, well, you and Jenny said all the good stuff already, but I'll say that, when I was leading product teams, for the last 10 years of my product career, the best part of it was the coaching, watching people grow quickly. So there's something about the director level where you have this seniority, but you're kind of out of the executive politics, which I feel like is such an important part of, the impact that you can have. Something I've noticed a lot about women in product, heads of product, directors, those in design too, there's not so much a skills gap as there is a confidence gap in what I see in people. I could think you could do 10 out of 10 of the job description. And the women are also focused on like the one thing that they haven't done yet, or the one experience that they haven't had. So I like to reinforce through my coaching that I assure you that you're qualified, you're more than qualified. And I believe that group coaching allows other people to reinforce that and to have those honest conversations. And I would say, besides that, the other unique perspective that I bring is I've had the C-suite roles. I know what's happening behind closed doors. I know what the people who you don't necessarily think are, working against you are saying, right? So I know how to work with those people. I apply that sort of coaching so you can convince anyone of an investment case in your company that you have the right strategies. So I think it's like, well, what's going on the other side of the conversation that you don't see? And that's what I like to bring. And I can sort of role play all of the other executive stakeholders in the room and help everyone beef up what they want to do.
Beautiful. Thank you, Laurie. Yeah, that's such a valuable perspective to bring in. And I love your style too. I mean, I haven't had the privilege of being in one of your coaching groups, but just from my interactions with you and how you provide that space, which is that blend of, the coaching space as well as offering sort of insights from your own experience and perspective, which of course all of you do really beautifully. Because the other thing is, like you've been saying, that it's not, the way that we've developed these circles is not to have an expert at the front of the room telling you how to get from A to B to C. We believe in the power of that sort of the group coaching aspect, the peer coaching aspect, learning from each other, because you are all bringing in, like Laurie said about confidence, like you collectively, your group is going to have so much collective wisdom and experience and expertise, and so much that you can learn from each other, as well as experiencing yourself as like, oh yeah, I do know what I'm talking about here. I do have this insight and experience. So one more quick question, and then I want to give time to Erica and Didi to share about your experience, and then we'll go into breakouts. Well, I don't know if this can have a quick answer, but maybe just a couple of words. Like, how do you see the landscape for women product leaders evolving in the coming years? And what role do you believe group coaching can play in shaping this? Anyone?
I'm happy to jump in.
Continue the conversation.
We'll keep the pattern. I hope there's going to be more women. We're still very much underrepresented. No matter how you look at the metrics in terms of going from entry level to the C-suite, in terms of percentage of the population. I do think that we are making progress, and I think many of us saw in the recent reports by McKinsey and Women in Product and others that there's two hurdles to address. One is that entry level to manager, and one is sort of the director to VP, and both of those are difficult for very different reasons. And the transitions are also very different in terms of the new skill sets or the new way of presenting yourself or thinking about where your role is and job is needs to change. And I do think that, I'm going to be the one to first bring up AI, because everybody has heard this word way too many times. But I think with how we do work changing, relationships, communication, presence, strategic thinking, all of those buzzwords that you hear that are associated with leadership and executives, it's going to be more and more important at all levels, not just the executive level, because we're going to be able to, even at those earlier stages in our career, be able to leverage the technology to give us more ways of getting more done. But also I think there's going to be more options and more choices. I love that Jenny took a yoga break in her career. And I think there's going to be the ability for many of us to have even more different careers than what we set out to do. Yes, most of us probably didn't set out for the 20-year career at a single company, but we still had this mindset that you had the 9-to-5 job for a majority of your years. At least I did. But now at this point, I think we see a lot of people pursuing different options. And I think that's just going to become more common. And so tying that back to coaching, having that group of people, peers that you work with, who, you spend time with up front in the beginning as a part of the program, but maybe stay in touch with afterwards, is your support group, is your team, are people you can always go to. And as coaches and the people facilitating, there are also people you can always go to say like, hey, here's where I am in my career, here's something I'm thinking about, and really have them support you through different phases of the journey.
Beautiful. Just to keep us on track with time, I think perhaps Jenny and Laurie, you can address that question more in your breakout groups. We are going to go to sessions in a few minutes, but first, Erica and Didi, I would love to hear from you a little bit about your experience in the groups and what you might say to anybody who is considering signing up, sharing a little bit about why you signed up and what you got from it. Didi, let's start with you.
Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Some of it has already been said. I think for me, I was at a point in my career with the first one, and as you mentioned, I did two because I kind of did two different ranges. I was just happening to be at that point in my career where I was moving into that higher level when the next one came available. But I was frequently hearing this feedback of like, build yourself your board of advisors and all of this kind of stuff, right? And then it would end. And I went, how? And I'm in the Netherlands now, but I'm originally from Utah, which is not necessarily known as this blossoming product community. I couldn't just kind of pop down the street to a Google or a Microsoft or find these communities. So for me, joining represented opening up doors that I didn't have access to otherwise. And even now I find myself among all of these giants and I'm like, whoa, how did I get in this session with all of these women? So for me, joining these groups really, like I wanted to do it because I knew I needed to surround myself with like-minded people. And I knew I needed to answer the question of like, what don't I know, to even then know for the next phase, like what to ask. So I opted to kind of join the peer coaching, which interested me because, as some of the coaches said, I was very interested in first feeling like I even had anything to offer in the first place and really understanding where I fit in any picture. And then second, also because I was intimidated, to be honest, at the idea of joining this big like group where you're supposed to have, there's book reports on everything and whatever. And I thought, okay, I could do a peer group where it's like 10 other women who probably feel the same level of fear about this as I do. And that ended up paying off for me. And I ended up having that experience as you guys described. I'm talking too much. That is why I joined. Erica.
Thank you, Didi. Erica.
Yeah, in terms of my motivation to join the coaching circle, and I was actually in Laurie's last cohort last fall, it was kind of like two buckets. One was I just am unapologetic about the fact that I have this unfulfilled ambition. I love product management. I want to continue to grow. I want to reach my leadership potential. And I've been in product management for more than 15 years. I want to be in it at least 10 years more. And so, I'm at this point where I really understand that the career ladder in product management is not linear, and career development in startups is like non-existent. So, I'm in this place where I'm asking myself things like, am I as skilled as I think I am, right? And if not, where do I need to grow? How do I justify to others that I should take on more authority and get the title and pay I deserve as a result of it? And just moreover, how do I find these opportunities to grow and take on these leadership roles I feel like I'm ready for, but have been slightly out of reach. So that was like one factor. The other factor was I actually, unfortunately, was laid off from the Mom Project last fall. And so the coaching circle actually was a great opportunity for me to actually just step back and say, wait, what do I want from the next stage of my career, and how am I going to go after that? The market is crazy. So I'll also add, there's like not a single step to go, to leap forward. But it gave me the intellectual space to really pull apart my problem, and really think about tactically, how does this impact my job search? I also wanted to be part of a community, people just who understand the challenges of product management leadership at the director level, and just, be in a natural space where there's both empathy and challenge together, which was really nice. I definitely felt like I got that. So I guess maybe what I would add as a parting thought was that I felt like I got all of that out of the coaching experience with Lori. In particular, I felt like from day one, she established like a lot of safe space to both bring up objective questions like, what is the state of product management in the current economy? Or how do you sell through ideas to executives who maybe aren't as helpful to you in terms of what they need in order to maybe align with something that's like a productive idea. But moreover, she created space for all of us in the group to also share with one another in ways that were really like help me grow. And so I continue to actually reach out to Lori and all the other members of the group many months later. And I feel like it's the efficiency of the peer grouping, peer coaching experience is really high, because you not only get learning in like kind of an adult learning kind of environment. Like, I'm not one to read or do academic stuff anymore. That's like never going to happen again. But above and beyond that, it was a space to challenge what I have confidence in and what I don't have confidence in, and to grow and to rely on others to help me grow. So it was a really great experience. I really felt like it was much more than what I expected. I thought I'd just sit in like once a week and just kind of chill and listen, but it was actually much more dynamic than that.
Thank you so much.
If it's okay, Christine, I just wanted to also add, Erica, you prompted a thought, which I didn't cover great on how it helped me. But I think Lori nailed it, and some of the other coaches, just in that I really identified that I did not have a skill gap, and I did, in fact, have a major confidence gap. And being able to say, I have this concept, like at some point in your adult life, you realize you're looking around the room for an adult, but like you're the adult in the room. And I had a lot of that same feeling when I was doing this coaching, when I'm giving advice and someone's going, oh my God, thank you. And then the next time they're coming back and reporting, I tried what you said and here's what happened. And I was like, what? You don't listen to me. And so coming back for my second one, actually, I took an approach of more focus on, okay, I'm going to just like speak up and practice skills that I don't get in my day-to-day work, like mentoring and coaching and saying what I think is important. And that was also, Christina was also my coach for that one. And same thing, the space there was just made for us to sort of like be really vulnerable without the consequence of it being in your workplace or like other places that maybe have like more impact on your day-to-day life. So yeah, thank you, Erica. I think you covered that really well, but I just wanted to second that really made a big difference for me, is just being able to say like, okay, this is going to be a safe place for us to just experiment with some skills that I maybe don't do every day. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences, because I mean, that really says it all right there. Like, we can talk about why we do it and how we do it, but it really, it comes down to what your experience is as members of those groups. And so thank you for being here and sharing that. Saron, I see you're here to keep us on track. We do need to go to our breakout groups now, but we can continue the conversations there. Saron, do you want to set that up?
Yes, not at all. I didn't pop back on to rush you at all, but yet to let everyone see my smile as I'm sitting back and enjoying everything that I'm hearing. You all did an amazing job at talking about, the coaching as well as how you receive the program. So I'm really happy, Dee Dee and Erica, that you were able to join us. Yes, so we are going to now move into the next part of the program. Everyone on the left side of their screen will see the sessions tab. You will pop back into that tab in 1 second, and you will see a different room that you can go in to have a little more interaction time with each of the coaches, with Yui, Jenny, Christina, and Lori. Feel free to jump in a room, ask a question, go to another room, or just stay in one room if you would like. It just depends on what you would like to do. Many of you have not yet applied for the program. Be aware that applications do close on April 1st. So even if you think you may be interested, please get your applications in. We can have conversations about sessions and coaches and, different, whatever you might have questions about. We can have that conversation, but it's important that you do submit your application so we can start the conversation, or at least know that you have questions. I think there is a survey also. If you also look on the left side of the screen, that icon that says feedback, let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any questions about the program, about this session, and let us know, just what you thought, if you enjoyed it. I think that's it. I think I remember to say
one
everything.
more quick thing, that as you are selecting the group that you're going to go into, also be thinking what's one word that describes how you're feeling right now after listening to coaches and Didi and Erica and all this. What's one word that describes how you're feeling? And think about that, and then drop that into the chat, perhaps when you get to your breakout group.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Because we did run over a little bit with the main session, we will keep the other rooms open longer than 5 o'clock or 2 o'clock if you're on the on the West Coast. If the coaches can hang out, great. If you can't, feel free to drop off whenever you need to, but we will keep them open for about 15 minutes longer if you have some time. Thank you to the coaches, to the Coaching Circle alumni. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the participants. Couldn't have done it without you. All right, we'll see you on the other side.